Today, guys, we're going to be analyzing the highlights and film of the #1 goalkeeper draft pick into the MLS for 2026. His name is Nicholas Herzig, and he actually forewent his first year as a professional to return to the University of Vermont and finish out his senior season. So as a 10-year professional goalkeeper here in America myself, as well as someone who's acted as a professional goalkeeper scout, I'm gonna break down why this guy was selected as the #1 goalkeeper in the nation. All right, so I've got two videos of Nicholas's highlights to show you guys. The first one is from the quarterfinals of the NCAA Championship in 2024. This is where he really got some exposure and good notoriety. But I also have his high school recruiting video. We'll check both of those out.
The city. Michael Sullivan shooting and just wide right.
All right, so that was him right there, and I believe he got a touch on it. First thing I'm going to comment on, even though this isn't a big-time save, but as a scout, this is something that I would immediately pick up on. I love how calm and relaxed he is. And this is something that, as a younger goalkeeper, right, you're just trying to learn the basics and make sure you keep that ball out of the back of the net. But as you start progressing, we start to expect different things from our goalkeepers. And at the highest level, we need someone in the back, right, our last line of defense, that is so calm and composed that it almost transfers to the rest of the team. When you're really, really tight like this, it's a lot harder to react. And as a goalkeeper, we have to react. There's nothing that we can do. We don't have the balls. And so with that, you need to stay as relaxed as humanly possible so that you can kinetically shift that body and prepare to make that save.
In the country and going to the College Cup would be the type of statement to do that.
Kasper Svenby with a big shot punch there by Herzig.
Okay, and so it didn't really do much there except for apply pressure and just maintain that good big stance. He's just cutting off the angle and making it psychologically very, very difficult on the opposition to go ahead and have any kind of an open look.
Headed toward the net, stopped by Herzig. What a save from Herzig.
You see that corner coming over. It is Villamajana really well to be able to push this away. That's the best chance of the game for Pitt.
Yep, and so this would probably be the clip that I would show to our head coach as a justification for why this kid deserves to play at the next level. And the reason why is because there's a bunch of crap going on in this box. There's a ton of bodies, it's confusing, it's complex. That would intimidate a lot of goalkeepers, and that would show in their body language. He doesn't show that at all throughout this play. You can tell he's got his head up, he's watching, he's prepared. But the biggest aspect of this for me is right here. When he recognizes that that ball is not coming in his 6, he can't come and claim it for a cross, he takes a specific action here that you do not see with goalkeepers that can't perform at the top level. Quick recognition, he has a drop step right here and sets. Hopefully you guys saw that. He took a slight jump set. All he did was adjust from, hey, I'm in the mindset of catching this ball, to, okay, this is going to be a close shot, but let me find the most dangerous target, judge the flight of the ball, and then get set and ready for that save. And because he does all this great prep beforehand, he's in a spot where I would argue this is actually an easy save for him. Like, he could have probably gone another 2 feet across, even if that shot was wider, and still covered that goal.
Best chance of the game for Pitt.
And another bit, did you notice how he actually dropped behind his line here? Okay, right, he's deep. A lot of goalkeeper coaches and young goalkeepers would say, why would he be in his goal here? Well, because he recognizes that this ball is going to get shot at him with probably a good amount of pace from 6-7 yards away. And so he knows he needs that extra yard of space just to react and throw that body weight forward. And so made it work for him. And you'll see this a lot at the higher level.
To it, now out wide for Svenby.
Yeah, lots of bodies back for Vermont.
Vitosa on net, it's still loose. Herzig got a hand.
They didn't really focus on this one too much, but again, great save. It's all about that approach for me. Look at his demeanor all the way through this play. Most goalkeepers would be freaking out. They'd be getting low. They'd be getting tight. This guy's just like, oh, okay, here we go.
Wide for Svenby.
Yeah, lots of bodies
no problem.
back for
He goes short this time to Grenning. Back to him now. Slots it into the center, still loose, bouncing around, and it goes out.
And so a lot of people would actually say this is a lucky save. I would argue that this is an intentional save just because of that proper positioning. He knows where that ball is likely to go in almost every situation on that field. So he can almost predict the future. Yes, he can't react quick enough
Nice
to get his hands
execution
up
of the
here,
short corner by Pitt. Grennan gets it over.
but right, that quick shot comes in, and he's like, "Oop, I got to get in the mouth of my goal really, really fast."
Sullivan, ball's
Deflection
bouncing
pushes
around.
it down.
It was Schultz-Solano.
Too quick, too much confusion, and it gets hit over. Easily could be a goal. As a goalkeeper, can you keep it simple? Can you keep it calm when everybody else is freaking out?
Svenby, now Grenning into the center. It's still loose. Hersig there. Sam Cowell was sliding in. Pitt with another great chance, stopped by Nicholas Hersig.
So this one should be obvious to most of us that this is a fantastic play, but I actually just made a video where a lot of people were very confused on why anyone would ever come out on the near post and challenge basically a disputed ball, a ball that's up in the air and free. Let's just say there's some goalkeeper coaches out there and influencers that say, if you can't get to that ball and cut it out first, you should just drop back into your net and prepare for the shot. Okay, this is the #1 goalkeeper draft pick out of 2026. So this is the #1 young goalkeeper in the entire country. And he's doing the exact opposite of what some of the biggest goalkeeper influencers on the planet are saying you should do. Look what he does here. He comes out and challenges, not even with his hands. He doesn't know if he's going to get to that ball, but he knows that he at least needs to try and put something out there, get some pressure on that ball, stay big, not go down too early, and look what happens because of it. He confuses the striker, it kind of pops up, bobbles right into his chest,
into the center, it's still loose. Hersig.
All right, so that's the end of the highlights for the game versus Pitt. Could have been a very different game if he wasn't in the goal, and that's another bit too. You've got to be a difference maker. You've got to stand out in some way. Let's go ahead and go back in time a little bit and check out Nicholas Hersig's high school highlights. Okay, and so I just found out that this guy's from Germany, so that makes a lot more sense to me. He is a very complete goalkeeper. Germany is known for producing arguably the greatest goalkeepers ever.
Jetzt aber die Kontermöglichkeit. Koruk im 1 gegen 1 gegen den Gästentorwart. Koruk.
Oh my gosh. All right, I didn't realize he was this big. Good Lord. Yeah, this dude is huge as well. 6'6", 207 pounds. Good Lord. I want to see some of his distribution. That's what I'm curious about. If I was acting as a goalkeeper scout for my previous pro club and we were recruiting this kid, all I would be focusing on and harping on is just how calm and relaxed he seems throughout all of these plays. That is what is allowing him at 6'6", 200 pounds to make some of these crazy saves. Yep. And then here's the other thing. This will be the second thing that I focus on more than anything. I can tell he's obsessed with getting sight on that ball. Look how much he checks, pushes his head. He's willing to get out of position just to see that ball. Again, that's high level goalkeeping, because if you are a high level goalkeeper, you can start to break some of those rules with goalkeeper basics. So right, normally we say always stand in a completely balanced and neutral position. Well, that's true, unless you can't see that ball and you're confident enough in your awareness of your body, you can contort yourself, get back into that spot. It is actually better in some situations to not be completely neutral. This is huge. Like, look at this. And he had an idea even that he was going the opposite way, but he's willing. He trusts himself. He's confident. I'm going to lean. I'm going to lean. I'm going to lean. All right, timing's good. Now go. And I got it covered. Easy.
Mit dem Ball in die Mitte. Aber Niklas Herzig, der Keeper der Gäste, kann den Ball abfangen.
Yeah, not much to say about this cross-catching. I mean, he's 6'6", so he's doing a great job of using his height. not a lot I can coach on there. You're either 6'6" and you got long arms, or you don't. If you are a shorter goalkeeper, you've got to be a lot more clinical about that positioning. Get to that spot early and jump straight up so that you can get as high as you can when you catch that ball. Just take note that his decision making is really, really good here, despite the fact that I'm not seeing a ton of crazy cross catching. Like I actually wouldn't say that this guy is like super, super dominant in the air. He's just using his height. All right, so this is what I really wanted to see, and I don't want to just see giant bombs down the field. I want to see how his touch is. Does he have decent deception when he receives the ball back at his feet? This is where I would basically make the decision, all right, is this guy ready for the highest level? Is he a starter? Is he almost world class? Or does he still need some development? All right, I saw one play. He seems uncomfortable. All right, and he looks like every other 6'6" goalkeeper that I've ever seen with the ball at his feet. They just look slightly uncomfortable. And so I'm going to tell you straight up, this is probably why he did not sign, like most Europeans do when they're 18 years old, into some, U23 pro team or end up in the Bundesliga 2. That's probably why he ended up going to Vermont in the US and playing college ball, to basically get his second chance at playing pro. Okay, so that was a little better. I like his composure. Again, though, I can probably tell you that that's just because of where he's been trained in Germany. I still don't think that his technical foot skills are up to par. He just has the ability to take a touch, and he's composed.
Im Sportpark Nord zwischen den Bonner.
Right there. And this may seem like the most ridiculous thing that I just picked out, but did you see how bouncy that ball was? I would be thinking during this play, let me put a little bit of backspin on it so that this ball is super duper clean as it cuts across that grass, and then it'll start to roll so that way my left back doesn't have to sprint 20 extra yards or whatever he did there to settle that ball. And what that would do, if he did play him a clean ball, this guy could pick his head up earlier, find a pass. Instead, he has to wait an extra 3 seconds, waste energy to sprint forward, and then pick his head up and make a decision. This is just something that if you're a goalkeeper and we're going to pay you a good bit of money to perform at the highest level, this has got to be taken care of at all times.
Zwischen den Bonner.
And I don't like that. And that's his last clip as well, so that means that he's really trying to find something that'll work here. A good goalkeeper in this situation would do a few different things. So first issue, he plays this ball up. He does look, but he checks here. So if I was in this situation, this ball coming back, as soon as he plays it back and I know it's coming to me, I'm looking at this guy. Now, it's not just because I want to see where he is. I should already have an idea of where he is. I'm making this guy think. All right? He doesn't really look over there. Therefore, the striker, he's like, okay, I can kind of close off this place here. He's not adding much deception, and this is a better ball. Why are you going to force this right here? That's stupid. He almost loses the ball. Give it to him. Good goalkeepers understand when to play simple. You do not have to have these fancy passes out of the back every single time. You're going to lose that ball. Okay, and so I'm going to comment on what's really great about this video. If I was watching this as a scout for college or professional ranks, this is what I want to see. Okay, perfect. He had all aspects of goalkeeping nice and succinctly spaced out in chapters. He's got his shot stopping, he's got his crosses, he's got his saves, he's got his interceptions. And then at the very end, this is what I love, he's got a training film. And the reason I love this training bit so much is because then as a goalkeeper coach or scout, I can really take a good look at your technique. Because through the game, there's a lot of crazy crap going on. You never know where your headspace is at, what your coach is telling you to do, or what's expected of you. Here, You're taking basic volley, so I know exactly what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to catch that ball with good technique, stay nice and relaxed, and I don't want to see you drop a single ball. I've seen this guy receive one shot, and I can already tell you a couple ways he could improve this technique. First one is he lets that ball come in too close. I can tell you that this is a habit that I've noticed out of taller goalkeepers a lot. They don't extend their arms. And now I don't know if this is because they have longer arms than shorter goalkeepers, and so they don't need to extend those elbows to add that decel to the ball as much, but it's a terrible habit for tall goalkeepers to get into. You need to be able to extend those arms. Use everything that you have at your disposal. Another thing is I would like to see him a lot lighter on his feet. He's not doing enough shifting to get that body behind the ball. And I can tell you why he's doing that, because he's so tall and he's got that length. He feels like he doesn't need to. He can just reach over and snag that ball. And that's why I love goalkeepers that include training highlights at the end, because I can be super nitpicky here. Great angles straight on, so I can see everything that I wouldn't have been able to see in all of those highlights from, say, the NCAA tournament. And having watched his NCAA highlights, I mean, that's 4 or 5 years probably after he made this film, I can see some good development, some good improvement. So some of the criticisms that I gave for this highlight tape from when he was in high school do not apply now. You know, that's just what happens when you continue working and getting better. And I would say his dive looks a lot better. He's a little bit, not clunky, but it's not as smooth as I'd like to see. And that just comes with repeating that same action over and over and over and over again. He's still got a great kinesthetic sense of where he should put his body. All right, guys, great video. Till next time, guys, I will see you later.